Get over here. Well, good evening. Here we go. We'll get it up on Stunt Hangar here and post. Nobody sent me a message. That's good. Okay, the link is posted on Stunt Hangar. You have to be a member and you have to be a current supporter within the last 3 years to see that link. I mean, 3 years, pretty generous, I think, because I can't afford to keep paying for everything. Boy, we're doing bad on that. Okay. We do these every Monday and Friday at 7 o'clock Central. During the summer months, kind of flexible, seeing that it's contest season. I believe there's a lot of people at VSC right now. So I don't know how many people, I don't know when VSC is. I think it's going on right now. So a lot of people may not come in, but we'll be here until I get tired of doing it. I'm gonna sit and finish sanding this. This is my Aries stabilizer. It's 1.5 ounces. So it's a pretty nice shape. Guess I've got a carbon notch in the bottom here for this horn. So see, that is up. Okay. I'm gonna redo the pocket for the hinges too. I didn't get to the store and get any butane or propane.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, Bob?
Boy, it's real crowded tonight, huh?
Yeah, usually the first 20 minutes or so is kind of slow. What do you think? 1.5 ounces for a stabilizer elevator with the horn and hinges.
That's real good. What size stab?
That's for the Aries.
Well, yeah, it's a smaller routine, but that's a good weight. Boy, those stabs really look slow, don't they?
Oh yeah.
But they work. As long as they're stiff, they work.
I think I'm going to use the 1/2 ounce fiberglass or whatever, the 0.02 fiberglass cloth on this thing.
Yeah, the jury's out for me on that stuff I got from CST. I got a little more sanding, and I got to put a coat of primer on it and see how it looks. I'm not totally enamored with it.
What's the issue?
It just doesn't seem to feel. It just, I don't know. It's got these little pock marks in it, but they're very microscopic. And I'm thinking, like you said, I think you're right. I think it had some sizing in it. And I found out that when you have sizing in something, you're not supposed to use epoxy resin because it won't dissolve the sizing, where polyester resin will. And,
How about dope?
Huh?
How about dope? Would dope?
No, dope doesn't do it either, I don't think. I've tried carbon with sizing, and it really doesn't seem to work that well, at least pinholes. This doesn't seem to have pinholes. It just has these little microscopic, looks like little shells, almost like seashells, but they're real microscopic.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm crazy about that. I mean, the weight's not that bad, but it's not real friendly to work with. I may go back to just using the carbon and dope.
Well, I I don't know whether you remember, but John Jordan and I, we did a test on strength. Japanese tissue was the strongest.
Well, I believe it. I'm not looking
Yeah.
so much for strength, but I'm looking for, fill the grain, cover the grain.
Well, Japanese tissue does a great job.
Oh, I know that, but I mean, I don't have any, and it's a different thing to work with. The carbon works well,
The bad thing about Japanese tissue is, unless you're a master, you can't get it to go around the corner.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you ever see that video I did with Larry Cruz? How to cover models with Japanese tissue?
Is that purple transparent airplane?
No. I did a video with Larry Cruz, who was a free flight scale guy, and was my best-selling video, believe it or not. It was mainly for the free flight guys.
Huh. I thought I got a video from you how to do Japanese tissue, and I saw another one with the guy with a purple airplane that was doing. That's the airplane I think you have there.
Oh, the professor.
Yeah, the no seams, wood fillets, perfect Japanese tissue.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted Jerry Phelps to teach me before he passed away how to do Japanese tissue because he was fantastic at it.
Yeah, Billy Werwich was good at it too. He had a lot of them done that way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The problem is you can't get good Japanese tissue anymore.
I gave one that guy that built the Professor, that airplane you're talking about. When he passed away, his wife gave me all his modeling stuff, and in there was a roll of Japanese tissue rolled up that was like 3 inches in diameter, and all really good stuff. The Osaka Japanese tissue, I think it was, or something. And a friend of mine flies free flight scale, and I gave it all to him.
The bad thing about Japanese tissue is the size too.
Yeah, you don't get a big enough sheet.
Well, I bought that Japanese tissue. I don't even have a sheet of it left. I bought that Japanese tissue from that free flight guy in England. It was $15 a sheet.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it was ridiculous. But it was sure good stuff. But John Jordan and I could not get it to go. So that's 4 hands. We couldn't get it to go on the wing without wrinkles in it. But I didn't know that you could put it down with a glue stick.
Yeah, that's what Larry Cruz did with that video I did. He used glue stick.
Yeah.
And then alcohol to move it. If you had to move it, you could soften it and move it. It was a great video. I'm going to send that one to you so you can put that up.
That'd be great.
Yeah, it's a good video.
That pilot, I don't have that pilot painting one is. I like that one.
Yeah, that was a good one. It's really a shame about that guy. He died. He was divorced, but he's still good friends with his ex-wife. And she hadn't heard from him in a couple of weeks, and she went over to his house to check on him. And he had died. He was there in his house alone, dead for 2 weeks.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that was not pleasant.
Yeah, he was really good.
He was great. He was a nice guy too, Don Typon.
Yeah, you said he was a fine artist.
Yes, he was a fine artist, and he had one of those Renaissance people. He had so many different talents. He was also a machine designer, an ad designer. He did a little bit of everything. Good guy, good friend. I miss him. We were convinced. That was my first video I ever did. Was the how to paint pilot video, and we were convinced that it was coming out so good. We were convinced we were going to sell 20,000 of them. We were already picking out the color for our Lamborghinis.
Yeah,
that's a true story. Wrongo. We sold probably 400 or 500 of those. But that Japanese tissue one sold about 3,000 copies. That was a moneymaker, and it was good video.
Well, any of that stuff you want to pass along, I'll post it up.
Yeah, I should send you that one. That would be a good one for you to put up. I think the free flight guys would love that. Actually, they have that. Somebody took it on one of the free flight sites and put it up without asking me. But I talked to Dave Lindley, their president of NFFS, and I said, "Look, I don't care. I just want to get the information out, so it's okay with me." So it's probably up on the internet someplace. I saw it someplace. I didn't make a note of it. So.
Yeah, but just like before, if I can't get permission, I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. But when you have permission to do all my stuff, I'm fine with that. I'm not looking to make money anymore.
Al Raid sent me. I got it on my channel. His Bearcat design and flying the critical mass and all that. Whatever Al Raid stuff is on my channel, he sent me.
Yeah.
I posted it up. YouTube notified me and asked me if I want to throw a content strike against him for posting it on his channel. I still have those notifications in my community.
That's funny.
So I could get his very own videos taken down. Now he's not alive, and the channel probably isn't doing anything. But I'm not. It's his video. I just,
Not worth it. I finished up my other nacelle. That's the second one. Got that done. The one I was putting together last week. So.
Yeah, looks good.
I got both of them now.
All I gotta do is hollow out that center thing.
Oh yeah, it'll be nothing. They'll weigh nothing when I get there. Because I also have the sides that I put on here with 3/16 inch doublers, balsa doublers outside, so I get some shape to it. So when you have some nice top view shape, and those are just tack glued on. So I'm going to take those off and hollow those out, and then I'm also going to hollow out the cell side that's underneath those all the way down to the doubler. Because no sense in having it there.
Do you fiberglass those?
I'm going to carbon these.
Carbon.
Yeah, I'll carbon these. And they don't really. There's no vibration, so you really don't need a whole lot of strength. But I don't think I'm going to get a new airplane done for this year. I just haven't got the energy anymore to sit out here 8 hours a day and work.
Well, I know the feeling.
Yeah, but you get it done.
If you just do 1 hour a day, you can get it done.
Well, yeah. I still have a few things I have to get done for other people, and I'm kind of like slogging through that before I focus on my own stuff. It's so fun to work on your own stuff when you got stuff to do for other people. So,
yeah. The bad thing is I got the call this morning. I'm going back to work Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Motorcycle shop.
Yeah. We said, well, we're getting motorcycles in here. Time to come back. Okay.
I was watching. I was on YouTube the other day, and I came across the thing from the Bike Week down at Daytona. I couldn't believe how many motorcycles were down there.
No, 40,000.
Tens of thousands. Yeah. I mean, just incredible. Looked like they were having fun. It's not my cup of tea, but looked like they were having fun. So,
Well, you've been to Laconia, right?
No.
Oh, that's right by you. That's another big rally.
I'm not a biker guy. I'm a motorcyclist.
Yeah.
I don't like to ride with anybody else.
I'm following these people on YouTube now. I probably could send you the channel, but they bought some Himalayan motorcycles. You ever heard of them?
No.
They're 400cc single Himalayan motorcycles. They flew from England to Orlando and bought these two motorcycles. It's a couple, male and female, off of Facebook Marketplace, and they started on their trek to drive to San Francisco, and they're doing. They were on the Route 66 tour here lately. But,
yeah, that's cool.
But they were in Texas, and they have never seen anything like this. So they showed them at Texas Roadhouse having a steak dinner. They don't have that shit in England. and they're in Walmart and they're seeing rows and rows and rows and rows of shit, and they don't have that there in England. And they stopped in Tombstone. They just got married today in
What?
Las Vegas at a drive-through chapel where they're sitting on their motorcycles, and the local news interviewed them, asked them their story about why they're doing this, and it was pretty cool.
That's cool. Yeah, hey, listen, they're young and get it done now. Do something like that. Yeah, I've never been one for. I had one other person I rode with that I trusted. He was a good rider, but I don't trust. I don't like riding in groups. You have so many different levels of people who are, competency. And if I ever do ride in a group, I want to be in the absolute back. I want to watch what's going on ahead of me. I don't want to be in the front.
The back is the absolute worst place to be in a Harley pack.
Yeah, not on a sport bike. I have pretty good brakes, and I lag back far enough that anything happens, I could stop.
Have you ever seen pictures where they get off their bike and they take their goggles off and they got raccoon eyes?
Yeah.
That's all the oil being thrown off the motorcycle.
Oh man. Well, I never rode with many groups of Harleys. I rode with a lot of sport bike groups, and most of them were crazy. So I didn't want to be in the front anyway. I said, go do what you got to do. I had the fastest bike, but I'm not going to on twisty mountain roads and things. We have the Poconos here, and we have a lot of twisty roads. And these guys who don't know how to ride think they know how to ride, and they're just dangerous. And I'm not going to kill myself on a motorcycle.
Did I ever tell you the story about coming across the bridge in Illinois? I was looking in my rearview mirror and I seen two tall things coming at me, standing up. These two riders went by me in my lane. I was riding in the center, in my lane,
wheel stand
on the rear wheel, and they had to be doing at least 150. At least, because I was doing 70, They went by me like I was standing still.
You know what I call those people? I call them future donors.
Yes, you bet.
I taught all my students they had two wheels on a motorcycle because both of them are supposed to be on the ground. And, I can't say I never did a wheel stand because I had, I had 200 horsepower. So, and then you'd find yourself lifting the front wheel, but I put it right back down again. It's not about showing off. It's about riding competently and professionally and, expertly. And that's what I was about. I mean, not that I didn't do a lot of corner carving, but I did it in the same way. And Les McDonald's pretty much the same way, although he's a little crazier than I am. So he had a few bad accidents on the Dragon. Well, I'm surprised we don't have anybody else here yet. BSC started, huh?
Yeah, Gary, I guess. Isn't that going on right now?
I think I think it's the practice. I think this is the last weekend before the competition. Billy and I used to go out there a week or more early. So we stayed with Warren Tiart and we practiced for a whole week before the contest, That was fun.
I know Gary Sinclair usually is the first one in, but he's falling down.
I shipped out that F-105 thing to Steve. You should be getting it early next week.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, it was sitting here doing nothing. I don't need it.
I saw the supplement, the differences in Outer Zone has the Warren Tiart plans on there.
The what?
The Warren Tiart plans
for the
Billy Airy.
For the 59 areas. Yeah, I got a set of those, I think, someplace.
And the differences are, there's not much difference in them. They're just like building differences. They show the controls different, and they show the leading edge being 9/16 by quarter instead of half by quarter, which I was going to do anyway, so you can get some shape on the thing. But I'm making mine half by 3/8 instead of half by, quarter by 9/16.
Well, I never built an Aries. I can't say I never built an I-beam wing. I did build one I-beam wing, but it wasn't the way you're doing it. I don't do the strip ribs. I did it the way that Kostecki and Gerke did it, and
slide them on.
Full ribs and slide them onto an I-beam, line them up in the lost foam cradle and glue them. Built the whole wing in a day. And it was a good wing. It was a Novi wing.
Yeah, everybody's asking me when I'm going to put this together. Well, I don't know that I showed you this or not, but because of the way I'm using a 4-inch bell crank, there's no room in an Air East to for the bell crank. I had to make my spar different. Why can't I get it out of there? That's why. You know, I could have the spar done and it would be real quick to put together, but everybody's asking me why I'm doing all this stuff before I put it together, because once I put this spar down, the airplane will be together.
Right.
Do you see how my spar is stepped here in the center?
Yep.
Well, the only way to do that would be to cut, I guess I could cut the slot bigger, except there's not much room on the
slide the sides in against it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I'll put a plate on top here for the bell crank to sit in, actually be behind the spar.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. And then I'll put the cap strips on it after this is in, you know, glued on the fuselage.
Yeah. Ice pieces. Yeah, the tops. You have that. What's it doubled with? We have like a doublers on it.
Nothing. It's a white pine spar.
You think that's going to where it's cut out for the bell crank swing? You think that's going to be enough strength?
Absolutely.
Right.
Every one of my Vipers has this spar in it. Because if you remember back in the 60s, they used to make these spars out of yardsticks.
Yeah.
Well, this is a bigger yardstick is all. This is a clear white pine spar, 3/16 of an inch thick by 2 inches wide, whittled down.
3/16, yeah, you should be all right.
Yeah, it'll be plenty.
Cool. Yeah, I never built one, and I probably won't. At my age, I'm pretty stuck on my ways now.
I was just thinking about this. Who is selling the cheap electric stuff? You know, it used to be Tower Hobbies and Hobby Co. You know, where you could get the cheap motors.
Mm-hmm.
Who's selling that stuff?
All those motors are pretty cheap compared to glow motors. You know, I mean, you know, what we're using, the top of the line motor is like $70. You know, the badass 35, 15, 710 is like $70. It's disposable. We got the cheapest motorsport in the world, and we're complaining about the cost of things.
Well,
I'll tell you one thing: those Igor timers, they get to be expensive.
you know why? Because they can.
Yeah, exactly. He's discovered capitalism. God bless him. You know, he's entitled to get what he can get. I don't care. I'm trying out this guy Paul Emerson's new timer, the hourglass timer, he calls it, and has a lot of the same features as Igor's timer at a fraction of the cost. Now we'll see. I mean, jury's out until I put it in an airplane. But at least he's got a twin function and a retract function. And that airplane, you know, I got back from you, has retracts in it, and it's almost ready to prime. I just got to spend a couple of days on it, and it's ready for primer. And should get that. I could get that done for this year.
That airplane is what, 5 years old?
5 years old. It was built in 2014.
Huh. So that's that's 12 years old.
12 years old. It should be well aged.
Yeah, it'd be a what do they call that? Kiln dried.
Kiln dried. Yeah, it's ready to go. It's aged beef.
Well, it was hard to dig out from where it was being kept without screwing it up at Jerry's house. It was up in the rafters, back down behind some shit. I had to dig it out, and then I toted it across country in my car at 150 degrees, and then toted it back to Brodex at 100. It's well cooked.
It's there's not a there was one little tiny little ding in the wing on the bottom. It took me about 3 seconds to fill it. As I went over the airplane, the rest of it is pristine. I made new flaps for it. I wanted to do that anyway. I wanted to increase the size of the flaps just a little bit. That thing's got 745 square inches of wing area.
Well, those flaps were narfed up when I got it.
Yeah, that's no problem. I wanted to make new ones anyway. They're all done. Got them over here.
Everybody take a look at this airplane. It's massive. Oh, you got the flaps there.
I just got the flaps.
Yeah.
They're brand new flaps. They got two coats of epoxy on there. Stiff as they're like girders. And they're fine. They're nice and straight.
Yeah.
They're going to be good. So, yeah, I'm not going to get that airplane down. I'm not getting that down. Not tonight. You know, I should hang that up here where the sweet sweep is. Everybody asks, every night I get asked about that then.
Yeah. What's that black airplane?
What's that black airplane? Hey, Ed.
Howdy. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
I got a show and tell shirt on tonight.
Okay.
Well, wait a minute.
Uninverted.
What's going to be?
Yeah, one inverted. Yeah, stand up.
And up is expensive. Well, you know what how the full-scale aerobatics pilots refer to it. They don't say up and down. So what do they say? You're a full-scale aviation guy. All the aerobatic pilots, what do they say? They say top and bottom control. Top control, bottom control. They don't say up and down.
Well, I got this from Carlos at Line Masters.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got some shirts available.
Truer words were never spoken. Thanks, Howard, for that thing on the Harbor Freight thing.
Well,
I'll run over and pick one of those up here presently.
What's the Harbor Freight deal?
A vacuum pump to do some vacuum bagging.
Oh, I got two of them.
Yeah. He says the one from Harbor Freight works okay.
Oh yeah, it does. I got one.
I wouldn't use it in the shop because it puts out a mist of silicone oil.
Yeah, well, I can set it outside the door. That's not a problem.
Yeah, keep it outside. Run the hose in.
that ain't any better.
There you go. When inverted, down is up and up is expensive.
Yeah, yeah.
It depends on where you are. If you're at level flight, up is expensive, but if you're up at the top,
It said when inverted. That's what it says. So
yeah, inverted level flight up is up. You know, would be expensive, but anywhere else, not really. It looks like a Oriental. Oh no, it's a
Argus or something, or
yeah, something like that.
Are you talking about Mary Lou? No, she's not here.
generic classic airplane.
So, and helping the school system in regards to elementary, middle, and high school, the free flight guys really got some stuff going really good that is for any grade level and that. And the RC world with flight test has got a lot of STEM stuff and a lot of not too expensive entry level stuff to get you going. So control line though, you know, we're lacking there.
Yeah, I bet you're happy I put you in touch with David Lindley, huh?
Oh yeah, he's been great. And that
different David Lindley, Howard.
Yeah, he's the one that,
we went through this.
he's the one that said, well, if it's elementary school, here's the project. If it's middle, here's the project. And if it's high school, here's the project. And they're for middle and high school, they're looking for basic projects, but then they want to be able to tell the student, all right, you did this successfully. Now, what can you do by designing something yourself?
Yeah.
So control line wise, you know what? Carlos sent me what he did. Let me pull up. I believe I sent it to myself. Let me pull up what Carlos sent me. Yes, it's me. Oh, geez. I got convinced that it's me.
I'm convinced it's you.
My computer's not.
So
It's for
smarter
your
than
protection.
Okay, so let me find the picture.
Wrap it up.
All right, where did it bloody go? Pretty sure I flagged it. Yep, there it is. That's why, because I flagged it. Okay, I got that open. Let me go back to you guys. Screen share. Nah. All right, that didn't work right. That's not the photo I picked.
Got to have it open on your computer.
Yeah, that's what I did. Okay, I'm looking at it on my computer. So I go back to you.
Hit
I
share.
hit share. And I got to pick, I see it.
and then you hit Sunny.
I see it.
I was thinking the same thing.
There we go.
Great minds.
Yeah.
So here's what Carlos did at Line Masters, and you know, that's just a foamy
Yeah.
one that wouldn't be that expensive to
No.
Ringmaster to has as a project. So something like that has to be developed to be able to show them. And so, of course, I got the one that that you did, Bob, with the profile one.
Right.
So I was telling, you know, the school system, you know, I can see two potential possibilities, you know, what you did and what he's done.
This will fly
Yeah.
better because it's more rigid.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Got
And
a diamond wing on it.
it looks like it's one of those where you
Hold it
got
over.
some type of a spar, and it's kind of like it's not a gradual curve. It
Yeah.
appears to be a little bit sharper.
Like a diamond-shaped airfoil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
diamond wing.
Like
Yeah.
two Jodelsky wings, one on top of the other.
Yeah.
And it
Yes.
works okay.
So, you know, I'd be curious in regards to, I'll be asking Carlos in regards to the size, and just see what the motor power is, what the prop is,
But
you know, and I'd like to probably see
with that
something around. Say again?
with that airfoil, it'd be okay if it's
I'd
supersonic,
like-
but for subsonic use, it'd suck.
So, you know, and get something with a,
Well, fly fast.
yeah,
Yeah.
and get something, you know, get something that's probably, I would have to say, in the 30-inch wingspan, I would think. You could be close to like an 049 size, a 6 or 7 inch prop. And I think you could keep the price down. on that.
I would rather see it go a little bigger because the airplanes will actually fly a little better if they get bigger, and
Yeah.
and have a little more tug on the lines, which I think is reassuring when you're learning.
Yeah.
I would think that something a 15 to 20 size airplane, because the motor cost isn't all that much difference.
Right.
For,
Okay.
there are a number
Yeah.
of fairly inexpensive.
So say then an 8-inch prop size.
Yeah, 8 or even a 9-inch.
You know, and that could be easily done just by scaling this stuff up or down.
Yeah.
And
That's
so,
a better idea.
but the what I was getting at is of course the free flight stuff is a lot cheaper to get into. And then the RC stuff that Flight Test has, you know, for $80, you got a doggone foamy radio control plane that can fly indoors. And so the whole idea is well, what do you think we can build something like that for?
I don't know. You'd have to price out the materials and all the parts and.
Well, and you know, they've got, of course, Dollar Tree foam or Depron, so I'm not sure. I know Depron's pretty tough, and I haven't done much with the Dollar Tree foam, but they're both, you know, was it 5 millimeters, 1/4 inch thick,
Right.
and stuff. So anyway, that's something that's going on.
Yeah, that's nice. I like it.
Yeah. So, and the whole idea is of course, you can see his logo on the wing. And you know, my whole idea is the logo for like the school, Pampa, whoever you're using.
Stunt Hangar.
On the tail would be the school logo, and some numbers on it.
Yeah.
So
make it a multi-purpose airplane. You could do it like the old Air Youth State Champion. Are you familiar with that? AYSC, where you do 4 events at one time with one airplane. Then it was aerobatics, it was speed, endurance, and appearance. One airplane.
Yeah.
So you can
yes. So and you know, then they can paint them up the way they want. But
yeah,
that's what I'll be proposing, something like this.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if profile would be better versus.
I like the built up. I mean, it's more work and more complex, but it makes everything stiffer, and stiffer airplanes fly better.
Yeah. Yeah, I personally do too, because I'm also the one trying to hide things. You know.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with a kid named Peter Schriepel?
No.
Yep.
Flight Test exists because of him. You ought to go look at his channel and see what he builds out of foam.
I've watched quite a few of them.
Yeah,
and cardboard that he flew himself.
I knew
in.
the kid. He was out of Dayton, and he used to go to the Dayton hobby shop that I went to. The what the hell do they call that by the airport there? Radical RC. And that kid's pretty sharp. You know, he built himself an airplane that he can fly in. That's just a giant model airplane, is what it is.
Yeah.
He flies it.
And there's a Brit guy, I think it's Project Air. He's interesting, some of the stuff that he does. And that, so. But yeah, Carlos sent that to me. And like I said, he sent me the shirt.
Yeah.
And that. And so that's some of the things I'm working on.
Yeah.
And then on the personal side, Don Hutchinson's P40Q I want to build. And I'm trying to look at hiding I'm going to put a receiver in it, line master receiver in it, and I'm going to put the ESC in the nose of the fuselage because, you know, it's 3/4 inch thick up in that area. And that's so just a few things.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Looking good.
Need a paint stick.
We're not going to get a Bearcat report tonight.
No, he's at VSC.
Yeah.
Oh, already?
No.
I think so.
Well, I got a Bearcat report.
Ah. There you
I
go.
got the book also.
That's a Fornoff's airplane.
Not this one,
No, looks like
but
it.
it's in here. And that,
I saw that he had a Mustang and a Bearcat painted up the same way in bronze, but that's why I liked them.
yeah.
And
But wow, what a lot of nice photos in there.
I got to watch him fly at the 69 Nationals, or 65 Nationals, I think it was. He had him way back then, and he flew demos.
I've only seen him in the Bearcat.
Yeah,
and stuff.
Had the Mustang and the Bearcat back then.
Yeah, I never saw the Mustang painted up like that.
Yeah, it was bronze with black and white. There's Brendan and Angstrom. There they are, getting their thing done.
Yeah, we made it in.
Sorry that didn't work out for this weekend.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it hasn't worked out for the last 3 days around here. It's been a combination of cold and, to use Lynn Burrell's line, it's been blowing a hoolie. It's been terrible out here. The wind, our lights have been flickering on and off this evening. I mean, it's just wind gusts are probably a solid 15, if not more. Like it just won't stop. So it's been really bad. Really bad.
Yeah, I kind of hope we could have got together this weekend and done some trimming and flying and stuff. But you said that Joe Daly's giving you a couple of hints and they work pretty well, so that's good.
Yeah, I mean, there's things that we did, like instead of we had our Thunder Power battery, six cell battery on its side for one reason or another. But he said, yeah, you want to try to flatten that to create more of the, because that's messes with the vertical CG. So he said, flatten that out in the tray. And what else did we do? We played with the horn flap. We talked about it being too sensitive before, but it still didn't quite have a sharp turn to it. So we the front push rod, the only place where you can adjust on the horn on the Raptor, the horn on the elevator in the back, you can get to it, but there's no additional holes. It's like the push rod is where the push rod is. But that horn on the flap, the front rod, Joe suggested that based on our handle spacing, he said, you could have it in the top hole or the middle one. Mm-hmm. So we moved it down to the middle one. And obviously the plane was more responsive, and it really sharpened up those corners. And
are you getting
to lock in?
Are you getting locked flat bottoms now every time?
Yeah, I was gonna say it felt like it locked pretty well. Did you get the same sense? Good, yeah, it was immediate. You could tell that it was turning faster, turning sharper, but it also seemed to lock.
Another way you can get it if you're having a problem locking, it could be that each airplane. You can't go too far back on the balance point, or no matter what. Even if you close down the handle spacing, the airplane just gets very sensitive because it's CG or the balance point's too far. What I've always done, David Fitzgerald taught me a lesson. Add a little bit of nose weight, open the handle spacing, and you get a lot of you can control throw in to get the turn you want, but the airplane is now balanced a little bit more forward. And boy, it flies so much better. I'm just amazed. I flew his airplane, and he has it to an extreme, and it pulls like a freight train. But it works. You never miss a lock after you turn a corner. The thing just locks automatically. And so I'm sold on that type of trimming. A little bit more nose weight, open handle spacing to get more the control in you need, and then get the little bit more forward balance point to get the lock. And that works for me. I mean, it's not a cure-all, but it works for me.
Okay. Yeah. Put that to memory as we're out there trying to figure out ways to improve this thing.
Yeah.
You can't change the airplane dynamics with handle spacing. So get the airplane dynamics right, and then use whatever handle spacing it takes. That's the last thing you do is set the handle spacing.
Yeah.
It's also easier to get at than stuff in the airplane.
Yeah.
One tidbit on this trimming that people are talking about, Bill Lee was talking about, yeah, everybody will help you when you get to Australia, but it is, the people will be reluctant to fly your airplane, the other team members, because it'll mess them up on their adjustment to their own airplane.
Right.
And so the best way to find out if your airplane is in trim is to have somebody like Bob or one of the team members fly it, but that's might not be feasible in Australia. So
Well, we were supposed to do that this weekend, Howard, but
yeah,
it's going to be so windy here. They have 320-mile trip to make one way. It's just counterproductive if you sit around and just watch it.
of course, yeah. But when there's a nice
Yeah.
day to do it.
If we
I
can
thought
get,
you were going to say there's a 300-mile-an-hour wind. I thought, wow, that's pretty windy.
Yeah. In talking with Joe Daly, he said that he assured us that, if we come out Bob's way and meet with him and Bob and Joe, Joe told us that it would save us, 50 practice flights?
Yeah.
He said, it'll be as good as 50 practice flights if you come out here and see us. So
Yeah,
Joe knows how to trip real well. Joe knows specifically those European type airplanes, which I have very limited time with. But I think either one of us could fly it and determine what it needs. It may not need anything, it just may need stick time. Who knows?
Yeah. Hey, out of curiosity, I don't know if there's any real good tip that can be given here to improve on a specific maneuver, but overhead eights, that's probably the worst of what we got. Like it is, I thought last year when we were working with Dennis's Esprit, we kind of hit a sweet spot and we're doing okay with it. But now with this Raptor plane, like they look atrocious if you ask me. So any suggestions on getting that right and figuring that one out?
Well, you're going
to ask me.
If you ask 100 pilots, you're going to get 100 different answers. So I'm going to tell you what somebody told me, because I have probably, that was my worst maneuver for many years. And I watched David and Ted Fancher do them and was just so jealous of how perfectly they did them. And I asked, I don't know if David or Ted or somebody, they said how they do it is they fly in their peripheral vision for the loops, and they come straight up to the top and they fly the handle to the center of their nose. They look straight up and fly the handle to the center of their nose. And that's how they get the intersection so perfect. And it worked.
So what are you saying? They got big noses?
Well, if you have a big nose, you have
thinking,
a pretty wide intersection. But, if you bring the handle right up, you fly in your peripheral vision, so you're not looking out at the side, but fly it so that you bring it right back to the center of your nose.
Yeah,
it works.
Angstrom shaking his head yes on this one. We've there have been some times where I've told him directly, like, okay, just don't even look at what the plane's doing on the side. I just want you to just stare straight above your head and bring it back there every time. I don't care what the rest of it works on, but hit those transitions. But you're saying that you pretty much do what he's saying, right? You lock your head in, and
it works better. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no intersection marker up there. You don't use an airplane for an intersection marker, or a cloud on a windy day. It'll move around. But if you use your nose as your intersection marker and use your peripheral vision, now that works for me. It may not work for the next guy, but it works for me. And it helped improve my overhead eight, which was my weakest maneuver for years.
Yeah. Looking at the stunts, by the way, looking at the K factors on the pattern, I was actually pretty shocked to find that, it goes all the way up to, what is it, 16?
A18 on the square eight.
18, yeah, it's 18 for the square eights, but I was shocked to see the clover is only worth 8. as the
Around
multiplier.
maneuver.
What's that?
It's supposed to be a round maneuver. I don't think of it as a round maneuver specifically. I'll tell you why later. But they put more emphasis on these triangles and square maneuvers for some reason.
Yeah, you're right. The top 4 maneuvers, the 12 multipliers and up are square eights, triangles, and then each of the inside and outside squares. Those are the 4 highest scores.
That's in the hourglass. Yeah, but that K18 is a killer.
Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of wild to think the clover, with all the components to it and stuff. It's only an 8 multiplier.
It's a whole different way of practicing for the World Championship too. The way you trim your airplane to go after the high Ks. In our system, the rounds, inverted flight, level flight, takeoff, landing are all worth just as much on the scorecard as the square 8. It shouldn't be that way, perhaps, but that's how it is. So, it's a different style of flying for FAI, different approach to the style of flying because you're after those high Ks. So you're trying to make the airplane turn as well as you can and still maintain the lock and, the intersections and everything. It's a whole different kind of, it can be a whole different kind of trimming. Been a long time since I've flown FAI, so. But I did real well at FAI because that was my strong point for squares and things, so.
And keeping within the plus or minus 45.
Right. Try to do a square 8 at 90 degrees of the circle.
Yeah, they've got markers there that they'll dig you for.
That's
outside.
That's a challenge.
I think that was my biggest problem, that I hadn't practiced with those markers, and I went to World Champs and did not fly the right sizes.
How far apart are those markers? I'm going to guess that each one of those, each place has kind of their own style. I know they'll have the 5 foot marked on there, but is there a specific amount of spacing between each one of them that they're supposed to be around the circle?
45 degrees, aren't they?
Yeah, and it's hard for the judges to work off of those for every flight because the wind does shift. And even though the judges are not supposed to move, how much are they allowed to move? Like 10 degrees or something?
An eighth of a circle. We ran into that when we were out at the California team trials because, I don't think Angstrom was necessarily thinking along these lines, but the wind shifted in his final flight dramatically, over a quarter of the circle. And, I'm sitting there, in a good viewpoint, but the judges, one of them, really split from the group. And I'm sitting there thinking, you're only supposed to move to an eighth of a circle. And again, I'm not trying to be critical of them and stuff, but there was a lot of chaos in the moment. The judges weren't grouped at all at that point. And it just got, it got in his head, and that's where he lost, his one stunt where he was.
Always be a good idea for the judges to read the rule book and for the flyers to read the rule book as well.
Yeah.
Did you read the update on spectral lines from Peter Bauer on Stunt Hangar?
Yeah. So it seems like our quest to figure out what's going on with spectral lines, if you're talking about like for the FAI or for the World Championships, our quest to get some answers led to an emergency, discussion over it. I have then since from, the higher ups there with the FAI heard directly from them that they're not going to pursue it in advance of the World Championships. But it's going to be something I guess they're going to look at.
You have that in writing?
I have that directly in writing, okay. But I know that people here will be happy to know that I have a set of size 18 wire coming here.
18.
Why 18?
Talked to Joe Daly, and that was the recommendation.
What's the diameter of the spectrum?
I don't know what the diameter is. I just gone with the 100 pound. The 100 pound on it.
Well, the drag on it's going to be proportional to the diameter.
Yeah. Yeah, I
And,
know it's going to be new, but
And the tip weight's got to be different.
oh yeah, that'll be quite a bit different.
yeah. So anyway, we're getting the lines. I'm hoping they show up tomorrow, and I'll make a set of lines.
How much does the airplane weigh?
I can put a battery in it and check it. That's something that I don't know right off the top of my head.
I bet it's in the 50s. You should be running 14,000. So 18,000 is like pulling 21s around.
Yeah, it's changed. I don't like I don't like anything thicker when you have to fly. It depends on if the airplane's heavy. And you're flying in a lot of wind, you might get some stretch. But I like to fly on 14s, 14.5s, those Ukrainian lines. I really like those. For years and years, I flew on 12 solids.
Mm.
And I like those a lot too, but that was a pain in the butt to take good care of them. And finally, when I flew on these lines like Howard's getting from Italy, very similar lines, I like those a lot better. And they're what, 14.5, Howard?
15.5.
Are they this 3-strand
Yeah.
wire? Yeah, I got a set of them.
I sent some to Angstrom.
Yeah, my worry. I was thinking about using those as to give it a try and give it a go. But then my thought became like, well, if I need backups to my backups and all that stuff, like I don't necessarily have that on hand if those get goofed up. And we're not.
You want more? I'll send you more if you need it. But they're hard to terminate. So if you want to terminate them, I'll send you another set.
All right. Well, yeah, that'd be great. So we'll try putting those together and see how it goes with those. And yeah, I might be talking to you about sending out another set of supplies for us.
Yeah, I had to buy a mile of them, so I got them.
All right. Yeah, but yeah, we'll give them a go. We've been hearing, people have been buzzing in our ears enough about it. That's the one thing on this end. I'm a little stubborn on some stuff, but yeah, some people have been in my ear about it enough that's like, all right, might as well just get with the program and not leave anything to chance with it.
That's a good thought. Howard, those lines you have, the ones I have, take a little bit extra maintenance. You got to make sure you put that silicone, whatever it is, on them after you fly. And is there any kind of maintenance on those Italian lines?
Don't put them away wet.
Right.
They can rust.
They can corrode,
especially at the ends.
Acetone for cleanup?
I use alcohol, but probably acetone would be better, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And then, what we do is we run them out with that stuff before we fly too.
Rain-X?
No, this is, I forgot the exact, it's stuff that I got from Ruslan Kurenkov through Steve Yampolsky. Little squirt bottle, and I'm getting low on it. And apparently, Rick Campbell talked to Yampolsky and got the actual chemical name, and he can order it here. So I forgot what it's called though.
Winship wants me to use ChemLease on a set of lines because it's super slick. That's the stuff you put in molds, and it releases.
Oh.
And it's that doesn't attract any moisture, dust, or whatever because it's dry, and it's slick. That's $300 a gallon.
I think you can ask Dave Fitzgerald and Paul Walker what they're using. I think they're using Rain-X.
That's what I thought too. That's why I got a set of those lines from Dave Fitzgerald. Those 3-strand. They're like 3 solid wires, twisted together or whatever. Is that what you're talking about?
I think that the Italian combat line is 4, but
I like it.
Was Stay Straight 3-strand?
I think so. They came on a black reel.
I let me go to the line department, and I can see.
Okay.
He has to press a special code on the door to get into the line department.
Well, I got them, but I don't have them made up because I was worried about terminating because they look like they'd be super hard to terminate, you know, because it's just like solids, but there's 3 of them. I guess Bob's computer is getting ready to take a dump again. He's froze up.
Carlos sent me a short video to show, and I can give it a try when we get a chance here to change and go to something else after we get finished here, and hopefully it'll work. Or do you want me to try now while we're waiting?
It didn't matter to me.
I'm locking up.
Yeah, we saw that.
Sparky, I'm gonna go. I'm locking up. I'm gonna go out and come back in.
Okay.
You see that? Are we good?
A little tiny video, you can't hardly see shit.
Yeah. I
He's doing the crashing dance. Oh, got it under control now.
Yeah, so yeah, I was trying to make it bigger, but I really couldn't figure out how. So I figured maybe if I showed it, it would give me something to expand, but I don't see how.
No, you have to expand it on your end. We're seeing exactly what you're seeing.
Yeah,
So.
and I couldn't figure it out, but that's flying that foamy ringmaster.
Yeah, it's tiny. Can't see the airplane, just see a guy going round and round.
Yeah, and that's okay. Well, I said I'd give it a shot just to see, and that I get something different. I can always try it again.
Now, are you back, Bob, or are you frozen? I got you muted. Okay. There you go.
I'm back. It every week it's the same thing. It works good for about half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour, and then it shuts down.
And Winchip's got the same problem in his garage.
Hey, Bob, are you using a laptop or a phone?
I'm using an iPad.
Okay. I mean, does it overheat at all? I know some of those.
I don't know. It's pretty cool down here right now, but I don't know. It's my wife's old one, and it started to give her some trouble. So we got a new one for Christmas. Robbie got her a new one, and she gave me this one. So I may have to get another one. I'm going to need to get a new one because I need something with Bluetooth so I can program that hourglass timer from Paul Emerson. I'm going to give that a try.
Yeah.
Do you know who the inventor of Bluetooth is?
No.
Hedy Lamarr.
Eddie Lamar.
Eddie Lamar did frequency skipping. I don't think.
Right. See, everything that we use, the Bluetooth and all that, yeah, that's it.
Headley. That's Headley.
Well, it was Headley, but they changed it to Hedy. That's exactly what I got, Howard.
Talking about
Headway. Yeah, this is stay straight. I think it's 3 strands. They're soldered together, and we used that for a while, but it was too much bother, so we quit. This is the Italian combat line.
Oh, I don't have those.
What's left of the mile? This is it's 4 strands, and they're not soldered together.
And how do you terminate them?
Careful.
Oh, I could. Europeans solder them, but so I did it just like you'd do a
Regular line?
regular lines, you know, the copper, and it's just really stiff, so it goes blam. You got to chase down the eyelet and start over.
Well, I got a winding jig, pretty nice one from Jerry Phelps.
Oh, that probably helps.
It does.
Yeah, she did the module, the frequency changing thing, but that's all adapt. That's exactly what I got.
Right there.
Yeah, that was the forerunner to Bluetooth.
That reference to Headley. Do you ever see the movie
Hedwig.
Blazing Saddles?
Yep.
You call him Heady.
Yeah.
It's Headley.
Yeah.
Yeah, Headley.
They got sued for that.
Funny movie.
They got sued on that, and I think they lost. And Mel Brooks Mel Brooks said, just give her what she wants.
Pretty funny. She has no sense of humor.
She sure was a good-looking gal when she was young.
Mm-hmm. She was in that movie Ziegfeld Girls or Ziegfeld Follies or what it was. It's good.
Oh, you did something, Stu.
Yeah, what's new?
Whoa.
Hey guys, you all were talking about terminating lines. Do you wrap it around the eyelet once or twice?
Once. I do. Those lines.
Okay.
1.5 times.
Okay.
Why?
Well, if you just do it once, then it's going the same direction it started. You got to go.
I just wrap them around one. I
You
used to do the 12 solids twice.
what? You mean you do a half a turn total?
Right.
Okay.
Depending on the thickness, if they're 18s or 21s, you go half a turn, but if they're 14s, I go 1.5 or whatever,
I always do 1.5, but that's why I have so much trouble with this thing.
Nah, it shouldn't make any difference.
Hey, guys, I gotta go. I got an early one tomorrow, real early. Good seeing you all, and
Good night, Ed.
take care.
Later, Ed.
Thank you.
Gary Sinclair had an emergency, so that's why he's not on.
Okay. So we're going to be shutting down early tonight.
9 o'clock, yeah. He's in the emergency room. Hope to see you
No.
later.
Oh.
Well, they got Wi-Fi. That's no excuse. I hope he's all right.
The message is in emergency room. Hope to you later. Okay. Yeah. I get the drift.
Yeah.
Don't worry about us. Just get well or whatever's happening there.
Ah, boy.
Hey, Bob,
Yes, sir.
what's that red airplane hanging over your left shoulder?
I have no idea. I just walked down here one day and it was hanging there. I got to move that so people don't ask that question.
You put the black one up there.
That won't fit up there.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Barely fits in my shop. I think it's huge. But I will get that done this year. I'm like less than a week from being in filler coat, so that's got to fit the nose gear through the the wheel well opening for the nose gear, and it's ready to seal around that area and then prime. A lot of airplane.
Now, I don't know if you're into this kind of stuff, but if somewhere, real small letters you could put in memory of Jerry, that'd be good.
Yeah. Actually, that was I put two memories because Buddy and I built those together. The one he flew at the Nats in 2015, and this one were built at the exact same time.
Okay.
And he finished his for that Nats, and I didn't. I got the second win finished and flew that instead, the other twin, and never did finish this one, obviously. But I should finish it and dedicate it to both Jerry and Buddy.
When John passed away, I put on, let's see, what airplane is it? I got one airplane or somewhere, or maybe I sold it. I don't know. In memory of, or no, Jordan Air.
There you go.
Instead of Air Jordan, it's Jordan Air.
Bet you miss him, huh?
I do. I do.
I miss Buddy too. Buddy spent probably literally 1,500, 2,000 hours in this shop. Built 6 airplanes here.
Nice to have somebody to, hey, put your finger right here.
Well, he used to bring down his son Ryan, about half the time he came down. And Ryan, has a disability, but he's smart as a whip, and he's got a great sense of humor. He goes catatonic every few seconds, for a few seconds, like 300 or 400 times a day. So you never know when he's awake and when he's not awake, and you got to watch him because he'll fall off a chair. So half the time we spent just making sure Ryan didn't fall on the floor. But Ryan and I used to bust Buddy's chops all day long, and he loved it. He just loved it. So, yeah, good guy.
What was the other guy's name that passed away? He had his son. Oh, shoot. I think he was from Texas.
Oh, Bill Rutherford.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a grandson, Ryan.
Yeah. No, was that Ryan's Eagle? No.
No, that was Buddy. Buddy's Ryan. That was a Ryan Weeder. Ryan won the world championships as a junior. Phenomenal pilot. Phenomenal pilot. And then he kind of dropped out.
Yeah, same with Robbie Gruber. You don't see him no more.
No, he's a good pilot too.
And Robbie was bigger than Brendan.
But not quite as big as Angstrom. Tall.
Yeah, we were in a Speedway gas station today. They had it's Pi Day, for March 14th tomorrow. So 3.14 Pi Day. And so they were giving pizzas, large pizzas at the Speedway for $3.14. So we're sitting around waiting for pizzas, and some woman lost her mind at how tall Angstrom and I were. She was just going on and on, just never it just blew her mind how tall we were, and she just kept going on and on and on about it.
That's funny.
And then
314.
And then there's always the questions of do you play basketball? And of course, when I grew up in Kentucky, that's all there was in that state. So yes, they forced me to play basketball. But Angstrom's been homeschooled, and it hasn't quite been his thing to do. So to turn around and go, no, but we fly control line airplanes. You just get even a stranger look. Beyond, hey, you're a giant. So it's like, okay,
yeah,
I'll save that one.
That's funny.
Speaking of trying to explain control line flying, we've got a local a Pittsburgh newscast coming out. I think it's April 2nd to do some interviews at Buzz and John's field. We're going to go over to the Brodax and put up some flights over there for the local newscast to cover us. And then I think we got a newspaper looking to do a story on us as well. So,
is the field mowed though?
What's that?
Is the Brodak backyard mowed out?
We'll have to check. We'll have to check on that. But we talked with Buzz, and she welcomed us and stuff. So we'll give her a message, a couple days beforehand, make sure that one of the fields are mowed.
You don't want to fly over on the asphalt because the circle's not quite big enough.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good. So that is not built for that donut they got over there. That's not big enough for 65-foot lines, is what I'm hearing
No,
you say.
it's built for John to do scale on.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you could back up, the ellipse, from the center section, from the center marker, and set it down on the asphalt. But you got to make sure you're walking backwards in an ellipse around so you don't go off the edge. I used to have to do that at Middlesex all the time.
Yeah.
That, and depending on what time of year it is, maybe them branches are hanging out. You might clip one on the back side.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it right there behind the house on one of those fields, and I don't know. It'll be nostalgic for us anyway, because I know we get to go there every year for the Brodak event, but obviously that was our initial training field and where we earned our lumps. Matter of fact, I remember Angstrom's first day doing loops, finally intentionally doing loops. His first loops were wing overs, turned into loops. He didn't quite have the mechanics, and so it would be him doing a wing over, and then all of a sudden there'd be a loop in it. It's like, well, how'd you do that? But I remember his first intentional ones. I think you'd put it in the ground a couple of times trying to figure out how to do loops. And finally, the first, I remember it was the first three he got. John Brodak was there. I think Pete Klepsik was there too. They were both on a golf cart watching us. So Angstrom nailed three. It was the fourth one that once again went into the ground. But that field's a pretty nostalgic place for us.
I remember the day I was out there covering that for my company, Robbins View Productions, the video thing. And I called him up and said, "Can I come out and do a video interview?" He said, "Oh, yeah, sure." And we did the whole thing. And then we walked out in his backyard and I started panning around the whole backyard. I said, "Man, you ought to hold a contest here." And these are the exact words he said to me. He says, "Do you think anybody would come?"
T-Bone says he uses, I'm going to try to say this word, but it's kind of weird, polymethyl isolonic fluid or whatever on
Yeah.
brass coated lines.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Basically thin silicone oil.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what Rick Campbell sent me. That sounds pretty familiar. And it works fine.
You know what works good on your windshields besides Rain-X? A potato. I'm serious. Cut a potato in half and rub the potato all over the windshield.
Not shot out of a gun, though.
No, it'd probably break the windshield.
The stuff I was using on the solids that worked really well was the stuff called Rain Shield. It was from Ace Hardware. Rain-X wouldn't work on the solids. It would not keep them from sticking in the rain. But the Rain Shield did. So we went out and bought as much, and they stopped making it. So we searched around. Frank McMillan and I searched all over the internet and found Rain Shield. We got tons of it. Now we don't fly solids. That might work on those lines, though. I got to try that.
I think I'm going to try this chem lease on my lines this year. Like it'll only take probably 4 drops. I mean, it's slickery. It's the weirdest shit you ever seen.
Slickery.
It impregnates the metal.
I kind of shot myself in the foot in 2012. Not really. I was flying on solids and it was raining early in the week. And I put that stuff on. It worked great. And I mentioned it to a bunch of people. And I mentioned it to Doug Moon. And on the morning of Top 5, we were out there and he was on solids. And he had sticking problems really, really bad. And he said, "Do you have any of that stuff?" I said, "Yeah, it's the top of my box." He went over and put it on his lines. It worked perfectly. And the son of a gun won the Nationals. It's all right.
I guess everybody's at VSC. I haven't seen the usual suspects. Here comes John Miller. Maybe his computer will work today. There he is. You're muted, John.
Doesn't say I'm muted. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Where's the beef?
How y'all doing tonight?
All right. How are you?
Pretty darn good. It's been a busy day running a buddy of mine up to a cardiac appointment. Took him out to dinner afterwards and just got back about half hour ago. It's
He
been a
buy you,
busy day.
did he buy you dinner?
No, I bought him dinner. He doesn't have any money at all. He's poorer than I am, if that could be happen. He's a naturalized citizen from Venezuela. So what is that? Is that smoothie there, Brendan?
Yeah, still working on the smoothie here. It's our classic slash old time stunt plane for this year. So, obviously we're focused on the worlds and spending so much time and energy in that. But we were just talking about the other day, at least if we get the main coating on this and maybe get a couple of colors on here that help us distinguish it from the trees or the ground. Hopefully we can get it in line for the Nats this year.
Well, that's good. Looks pretty good from what I can see here.
Yeah, our covering
get
skills are pretty suspect. I mean, I don't know. We've improved leaps and bounds from where we started and stuff, but monocoat, we're still running with monocoat here. I think I told you all before with that SV11 we tried some of it with some spray paint, and I don't know. I think that's really what did in the weight on that plane. That plane is very, very overweight. And I think it was because my paint job was just miserable and too heavy. So at least with monocoat, we know that it's not going to, weigh it down like a brick. But some of the look isn't going to be that clean.
Well, it looks like you got into Bobby Hunt's paint barrel.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. That Bob has a passion, an addiction for copper colored planes.
Yeah, 55-gallon drum of it still. Well, I'll tell you what, learning how to monocoat it takes a little time, but you can do a pretty decent job. You may not ever get the credit for doing a decent job
Unless you're Jim Aaron.
Yeah, unless you're Jim Aaron. But if you look at Jim Aaron, that's what you can do with monocoat. And there's no paint on that airplane, as I understand. It's all monocoat.
Oh no, there is paint on the airplane.
Is there?
Fuselage is painted. Trim is painted.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's still the best way to go. But Brendan, you probably already heard this. Everyone here's probably already told you. Learning how to use the spray gun without spraying lead.
Yeah.
That's the hard one.
Yeah.
Without spraying lead.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Darn.
Took a while.
It wasn't deep enough for you. I got to take a little obtuse and off from the, center stage there, sneaking in and tripping you.
Yeah, I have that problem.
Well, I've not to jingle jangle or anything, but I have a lot of friends that are a whole lot smarter than me, and I found that that if I try to use humor on them, I have.
Oh, he just froze up.
Is that from the humor or what?
Yeah, I don't know.
Have to.
Is
Now he sounds like the Beatles album backwards.
Yeah.
There he went. Zip it, you know.
Hi, Barry Paul.
I
Hey,
think I'm
hey, by
back.
the way, you all mentioned VSC here a moment ago, and I polled the audience. I got the whole family down here. Hey, you want to go to Vegas for VSC next go around? They all said yes. So,
In Vegas, VSC is not in Vegas.
where's that at?
In Tucson.
Tucson. Well, it's a good excuse to fly into Vegas.
Well, yeah, the Vegas contest.
Just go to the Las Vegas contest.
Yeah, the Las Vegas contest is in 1st of November.
Then you can fly your regular airplanes, you know, into an old timer.
Yeah.
I miss going to VSC. I went to 22 of them.
Yeah, I remember that's the first time I actually met you in person.
Yep. I was doing the videotaping out there.
Yeah.
You had your twin flight streak.
No, I met you before that with my little super duper.
Oh, we do Brazilch or something?
We do Brazils, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And then before that, it was a 15 size, the little magician, and you were judging me. And when I got done, you come walk out. You said, "I have never seen that airplane do a full pattern before."
Yeah. Yeah, I miss going there. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know, the contest was fun. The practice sessions were real fun. We went there a week early, and
Yeah.
hanging out with Warren, Bobby McDonald, Billy, and I, and Bart. You know, we hung out together and go climbing in the mountains in the afternoon, and go to the Pima Air Museum and the Desert Museum and the Desert Walk and Sabino Canyon and all that stuff. So much to do.
Oh yeah. Yeah, shoot. Yeah, there's a lot to do in Tucson at that time of the year.
That was great. I really enjoyed it.
What do you think of how the magician flew? I think that's an airplane that didn't get enough credit.
I thought the magician flew pretty well.
Why don't you put a thicker stab in it?
Yeah. That little 1/8 inch piece of flimsy balsa just couldn't it couldn't do the job. It warp, twist, and flutter,
But it was butt ugly. I mean, it was an ugly airplane.
Well, beauty's kind of in the eye of the beholder.
yeah.
Another good flying one was an Excalibur.
Yes,
I love the Excalibur. That's probably
the original one with the turbulated leading edge.
turbulent. Yeah.
3 spars up there.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Walter Umlin. He released the kit of it, and he released it of the Excalibur 2 with the sheeted leading edge.
Yeah.
And I told him, Walter, that's not classic legal. You know.
Not that anybody's really going to complain, but still, you're right. Not. Yeah.
Yeah. I had one that it weighed like 39, 40 ounces, somewhere in there. Had an OS-35S on it. What a nice combination.
There's the set of Excalibur ribs right there.
There you go.
There you are. The main thing you got to do is you don't make that point that leading edge as pointy as it shows on the plan. You round it off.
That's true.
Anything you do with all of it.
Yeah. But you really better do it to that one.
Yeah.
You know, Ed Wask showed that airplane with a diamond airfoil. I built a bunch of those when I was a kid. Diamond airfoil.
Remember the scraper from Ambroid? That was diamond airfoil.
It was?
Yeah.
There was one called Diamond Jim that was published. I built that one.
Yeah.
I think it was on the preacher's board. Someone had an airplane with a diamond airfoil. He called it the Little Diamond. And I said, wasn't that a song by the Darlings? And
See, there you go.
someone corrected me that no, that was Little Darling by the Diamonds. And I responded, oh, I was wrong. That was my favorite post of all time.
See what I mean about humor by people that are smarter than me?
Well, we're not sure he's smarter. He's weirder, but he's not maybe.
Oh yeah, that's true. He's been hanging around with too many of those jive combat guys.
We got a logo now. Jimmy did a logo.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Oh, there's a stunt team shirt. Jimmy did a stunt team shirt with pictures of everybody's airplane on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I can pull that up here in a moment. I'll get it and I can share it.
It's really cool.
I saw it today. It was on Facebook, wasn't it?
I sent it to you.
Oh, you sent it to me. Okay.
Yeah.
I knew I saw it someplace.
Years ago, 30, 40, almost 40 years ago, Jim Rankar and I we're both big boys, at that point. And we decided we started a stunt team called the Sumo Stunt Team.
I remember that.
Yeah, you remember that?
Sure.
Randy Smith and Bill Rich were part of the Belly Boys.
The Belly Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Belly Brothers. And they had a T-shirt with a picture of a bowl of cobbler.
Yeah.
I remember
we were going to get a T-shirt, but we just couldn't. None of us had the facility to really draw a decent looking sumo wrestler with a control line handle in his hand.
we were going out to dinner at one of the nationals. I forget it was one of the Lawrenceville nights or something. Randy and Bill Rich and Billy and I and Robbie, my son Robbie, we went to this home cooking place, and the cobbler was so good. Of course, Bill was this cobbler connoisseur. They had like peach cobbler, and he had 2 helpings of it, and then he went back in and he came out and he bought a whole pan of it to take back to the motel. Big pan of it.
Die hard, isn't he?
Yeah.
I miss the days of going to the Nats and having Jim Lynch and Charlie Reeves and Alan Brickhouse making ice cream at the motel.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And going to Kamak Station. That was his favorite place.
Yeah, I didn't care for Kamak that much.
Yeah. With that. I used to like to go to the Chocolate Moose, but I hear it closed.
That's the one in that other town, right?
That was up at Farmville or Farmland or something.
Farmland.
I love that place.
Yeah.
That was a 50s style diner.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they had the candy store next that you could dip a scoop of candy out.
Yeah, that general store, that's still there, I think. But the restaurant's gone. Too bad.
Yeah.
Barney Fife is still there, though. At the Kamak.
The police car?
Yeah.
Yeah. There it is.
Oh, cool.
This may be.
You're right in front.
Is this the first all-electric team?
No.
Did it go away, or is it still there?
Well, we're
Still
looking
there,
at your
but-
inbox.
We saw it.
And sharing. We're looking at your Gmail inbox.
Ah, okay. Yeah, sorry, it was there for a moment. But
Now we saw it.
Okay. Yeah, Angstrom needs to be operating this because I'm obviously I've aged out on technology. So
Well, yeah, you don't have more 12-year-old kids anymore, do you?
Hmm.
Howard, what are you secretly building there?
It's a
Necklace?
flap position sensor. No, not a, it's, well, I wouldn't use it as a necklace, but it tells what the flap position is in flight. I got a recorder that records it.
You're going to see how much flap we use?
Yeah, that was the original intention. But I think a better question would be, what's it take to get the flaps to go to 30 degrees? Because we think that the flaps only move 20 degrees in flight, although they could move farther. So why don't they move farther?
I say 15, but
You
You
say
know,
15? Well, it might depend on the airplane and stuff.
I heard of that fella in Australia that built that a really super adjustable setup, and he said that in his he 7 degrees is all that was needed.
Oh, well,
Might have a lot to do with the weight of the airplane, that I'm sure.
And the density altitude of the day.
Right.
and how it's balanced, if it's tail heavy or not.
A lot of fairing.
well, you get max CL at well 30 degrees flap on my airplane. Give you more lift coefficient than 20, and heck, let's go for it.
Do you have your airplane set that it gets more elevator than flap?
Well, I have it set so it's adjustable. I don't know where it is now. I think it does have more elevator and flap, but the ratio between them doesn't mean anything. I
Really?
mean, it has no aerodynamic significance. It kind of works out that way. They're about the same.
So you're saying that a 1-to-1 airplane will turn just as good as one that's 1 1/4 to 1?
I'm saying that there's nothing magic about 1-to-1. Some airplanes would fly better one way, and some airplanes fly better the other way. So you have an adjustable elevator to make it come out right. And that's a function of density also, air density.
If you build a really heavy airplane, you're going to need more lift. You're going to need more flap. I mean, there have been airplanes, have been didn't have enough flap to support them at high density altitude days. You got to add a little flap movement, and then they'll generally, won't stall.
Are you in favor of full length flaps or like 3/4 length?
Who?
You
Lately, I've been going back to full span flaps.
have you?
Yeah.
Can you explain to me your thinking on that?
I talked to Walker a bit about it, and he suggested I try it, and I tried it, and I liked it.
Okay.
I think when you have that shear between where the flap just moves next to the tip, it probably causes some turbulence there. I can't prove that.
Could cause some sideways stuff. Yeah.
It could cause some adverse yaw and things
You
like
put
that.
a wall there between them.
Yeah, that's what Robbie suggested. He suggested a little.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Just put like a fence there. Make it so that your flap can't exceed the fence.
Yeah. What's the guy's name? The French guy that won the world championship.
Behringer.
Yeah, the younger Behringer. He had an elevator that he put a fence on, and there's
Remember that.
probably some reason for that. Yeah.
He also had flaps that were on like a 1/16 inch horn. And,
Oh,
and
yeah.
when he deflected the elevator, the flap would blow back to neutral. It was only there because he said somebody, my son was talking to him, or somebody that talked to him. He said the judges won't score it if they think it only has an elevator only. He said, but if they think it has a flap, they'll give it better scores.
Yeah, Chris Cox and Alan Resinger built some of those airplanes.
I was impressed with Chris Cox's airplane at Las Vegas.
Oh, everybody's impressed. Yeah, he's got a new one. It's beautiful. It's
Does
a
he?
take apart. He's taking it to Australia. Yeah, he's on the Royal Canadian Mounted Stunt Team.
Cool.
Did you say Royal Canadian Mounted Stunt Team?
Yes, I did. I'm going to mosey off to the other room to see if my sensor works.
Oh,
Time is it? 1:10. I'm going to mosey on out of here too.
All right.
Oh, I'm not going to mosey out. I'm just moseying over to the other room.
Well, I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to mosey out.
You're going to mosey out. Well, that's to you.
well, I'm just going to go in and get me a Coke and come back.
Now, we could just end this right now
All
if
right.
you guys want.
We'll reconvene in a minute.
Be good, or I'll see you.
All right, see ya.
Be good, guys.
Be good. Yeah, all right. Turn off the soldering iron. I have a habit of not turning off my soldering iron, so I put a device on there so that at 1:15 every morning, Alexa will turn off my soldering iron. I wasn't talking to you. She interrupted it.
So you building anything, Bob?
Just my Aries.
Have you shown it yet, or
I hear it.
probably?
I've been cutting parts. I got the stab done. Here's the elevator stabilizer.
Oh,
Weighs 1.5 ounces.
that's not bad.
And I
Looks
don't
good.
have them funky holes in it either.
Yeah, yeah. Solid wood, huh?
Oh yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
This was good 4-pound wood.
Do you use regular hinges in that?
I did. I did not do my hinges in this because it's not really conducive for this style of elevator. You know, it's only 3/8 of an inch thick.
Yeah,
So it'd be kind of hard to sand a pocket in it.
yeah. You may have to seal it though.
It don't matter. It'll be light enough. I don't need all that tape.
Okay.
I'm hoping to hit 40 ounces. It'd be nice to hit 38.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice? Gordon used to swear that a 38-ounce Nobler up here was the way to go, you know, back in the day. It's getting to where, I mean, you hardly hear of any sub 40-ounce airplanes being built anymore.
Well, Gary, what's the update on the emergency room?
Oh, I've taken my blood pressure this afternoon and it was really high. So I went to the emergency area. quick care to get it checked out, see if theirs was as high as mine. And it was way up there too. So they sent me in the emergency room. Then when we got up there, all the doctors got together and said, well, if you're not having all this other stuff, probably just need to rework your blood pressure medicine.
Let me see what mine is.
So I thought, okay.
It's hell getting old.
Yeah.
You know what's bigger hell?
Dying.
Yeah, once
Yeah.
you stop getting old.
Yeah. So
I don't know
anyway, I
how
had
good these things work.
4 or
I
5
took-
doctors there, and they just, I don't see anything wrong. I don't waste your money and stuff.
I took mine the other day. It was 128 over 43. I said, that can't be. Yeah. So I made him do it again using one of those types of cuffs. They did it again. It came out 127 over 80. And so I said, okay, thanks. I was a little worried.
Yeah.
That low blood pressure means I'm almost dead, I think.
Mine's usually high. We'll see what it is right now.
Yeah, mine's usually low.
Without my blood pressure meds, mine's way high.
Yeah. 163 and 99 over 99 and 145 over 90, and they're just going. So,
Bouncing all over the place, huh?
yeah, and they even had another machine, so I checked it out, and it's about the same. So I thought, well, maybe I better get it checked out, see if theirs is the same, and theirs was way up there too.
What blood pressure medications they got you on?
Oh, see here. Hydrochlorothene or something. Chloroside.
Oh,
25
yeah, that makes
megabytes
you pee.
tablets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
makes you pee.
sure does.
So that's my problem.
155 over 94 is mine right now.
It's a little high, but it's
That's pretty hot.
Try the other arm. Sometimes the numbers change.
Yeah.
I was a bad boy once, and they I hadn't paid a fine, and about 9 years later they caught me, and so they took me to jail, and I didn't have the money to bail out, so I spent 11 days in there waiting to get all out of. Well, I was off my blood pressure medication. I told them, I said, I gotta have these meds. You won't be here that long, Well, about halfway through it, I was at over 200 over 160. I mean, my head felt like it was going to go pow,
Wow.
And my cellmate, he yelled out to, they got the speakers in their speaker phones or whatever, and he yelled out to the guy, you better get somebody here. This guy looks like he's about to die. And that got him there. They got there, and they actually had took some meds out of somebody else's meds. The guy gave it to me, brought it back down.
Hey,
Yeah, I can't go without my blood pressure meds or I go crazy.
now it says 140 over 81.
Well, that's still a little high, but it's better.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it.
Yeah. I got that kit for that Ringmaster or Super Ringmaster. I've been looking at it. It's got pretty good wood in it, but I'm gonna make it do some changing, swapping on the wood and that. I was gonna build one like I built way back in the day, where I had the wing-mounted landing gear, but I don't have a picture of that. So rather than have any problems, I'll build it with a fuse-mounted gear. But I'm looking at it more, and I think what would be fun is to build the stock one that's legal for classic, but then build another one with modern numbers and modern, just but kind of reminiscent, kind of like the the big ringmaster flap profiles that are out there. But make it a
Randy
super.
Powell had a real nice one.
Who did?
Oh, yeah,
Randy Powell.
I'm not surprised.
it was cool.
It was the super ringmaster or the regular ringmaster.
Just a regular ringmaster. It had a pipe on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see something about these new pipes someone's making?
No, I haven't heard anything about it.
I saw something about it. I didn't digest it that much, I guess, but just something you come up with.
Very, I think.
I don't know who he's going to sell them to. Everybody's wanting electric. Can't buy a pipe motor. Well, one, you can get a Rojet.
Yeah. Well, I remember Norm Whittle really got into pipes. He had this guy here in Utah making those pipes for him.
Oh,
He was
those
giving
are
him
cool.
this. Yeah, he was giving him the specs and setting it up, setting where the baffles were, and he actually got them working really good. About the time he got them working real good, he discovered electric, and within 2 months after he started flying electric, he sold all his engines, all his pipes, all his nothing that had a wet motor on it or a wet engine on it. It was all electric motors.
Well, Gary, I'm going to turn it over to you, and I'm going to sign out.
Okay, wait, Sparky, what's that? Where you get that little vise that you got where you vent your landing gear?
Harbor Freight. It's a drill press vise.
A drill press vise. Okay. I saw it. I said, that's kind of neat. Where you got that?
Yeah.
That's it. That's the one, little flat like one.
Yeah.
Low. Yeah.
About $40.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somewhere in my stuff, I got one. I got so much stuff I can't find.
But I'll tell you, a regular bench vise works better than that. I mean, it's kind of hard to fumble, but it's hard for me to take the camera to the bench vise, so I just bring the vise to the camera.
Yeah.
Now that line bender I got is a whole lot better than a Dubro or whatever the other line piece of wire bender. That's a Jim Lee wire bender. I want him to do something, and he's not convinced that it would help, but I think it would. If he would, I'm going to have him build me one no matter what it costs. Is to take this piece here and build a T on it so that it has something to clamp in the vise,
Oh yeah.
so that it would look like that on the end.
So yeah. So it doesn't slip
Quick.
around in there.
Yep. That way it would sit flush on the top of the jaw, and the jaw would clamp on this. So I'm going to have him mill me one up.
Yeah.
Maybe a little wider landing
Yeah.
spot too.
Be nice to have one that you could insert different size pins, so you could bend different radius of wire. But
John Jordan had one, and before he died, he took it apart and spread it to the wind, or I'd have had it.
oh,
'Cause when I went in and inspected all the stuff that he had, it was a bunch of, crap. Just all taken apart and machined in different spots. He also had a a horn bending jig too. That was gone.
oh, that'd be nice to have.
I've got to get to the store and get some more propane so I can finish silver soldering that horn before I go any farther. If you watch that video, I didn't get it's a cold joint on that silver.
Oh, you don't want that.
No.
Do you wrap on your horns? Do you wrap some thin copper wire on both sides?
No. Just hit it with the flux and the silver solder, and then hit it till it wicks inside. But that one there, I ran out of fuel about halfway through the heat job.
One of the things that Gordon does is he'll drill a little hole through there, or like have a figure eight hole. One
No,
wire
man.
goes through it, another one, another short piece of wire goes through it, and then he'll wrap that both sides with some thin copper wire, kind of like what you do when you make up your lines. And he'll do that, and then he'll solder that, and those suckers don't move.
Right.
You know how many I've had fail in my life?
You know how many I've had fail?
I don't know. You must not be soldering it.
I
Zero.
wasn't soldering it with fuel, and that was one of the problems. But I've lost 4 good airplanes in the last 15 years due to a failure in the horns.
Well, order windshield horns because I'm doing it exactly like Danny does.
Yeah,
They ain't gonna fail. Not with that solder that we're using.
yeah.
It's this is the solder I use. This is Prince Isaac. Let's see, products from Metal Journey, brazing alloys, performs solder, fluxes, and powder. It's silver solder.
Yeah.
Real stuff. You can't do it with a soldering iron.
You're doing it with gas. You got to use gas. Using MAP gas or propane?
Well, it's supposed to use MAP, but I've been using propane.
It gets it hot enough?
Oh yeah, it just takes a little longer. And I would have had a solid joint if my propane didn't run. It just crapped out right while I was doing it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I need to figure out how to build some jigs. So when I bend my flap horn into blend it so that I've got the ears going into the flap, that I can maintain the proper relationship on the horn, with the 90 degrees for going back to the elevator and whatever number of degrees it needs to be canted forward to set up the geometry on the flap.
Well, if you watch how I did it, is I took forceps and I put it on the horn and I put that loop that go into the flaps on the top of that vise. So it's set, and then I put a square on it so that it was perfectly 90 degrees to the top of that vise, held there, and then I heated it up. And it, like I said, it would have worked, and it kind of worked. Let me see if you can see this. But I'm really not, let me make it big. It didn't wick in there good enough, I don't think.
Well, that's the last thing you want is a weak solder joint anywhere in your controls.
It looks cold even.
Yeah, it does.
So I'll get some more gas tomorrow and I'll heat it from the other side. It should, when I put that paste on it, the flux, I use this flux right here. It'll wick into the other side. This is from the same people. This will last me 10 lifetimes.
Okay. I haven't seen that stuff in years.
Well, like I say, that should last me 10 more lifetimes. I only have about 20 horns, so 20 airplanes more horns, so that's 40. So, I mean, that roll of wire there and that stuff there will probably do 1,000.
Yeah. Yeah, so was it here last week? Somebody's talking about silver, using silver paint or silver, for a blocking coat and things like that. Was that here?
Yeah, it's on Stunt Hangar, but that's a bad idea.
Well, I know it is. Gordon does it, but he doesn't use. He's got left over from his days working as an aircraft mechanic. He's got a jar of paste. It's silver. It's aluminum paste, and he takes a certain amount of that and he puts it in his clear dope and mixes it up. And that is far superior to the silver paint that I've ever used. But it isn't smooth. You have to sand it. And I think that's where he's getting away with it.
There's not enough That's aluminum powder is what that is, the silver.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you put that on, yeah, it blocks the UV rays or whatever, but you don't get good adhesion because most people don't thin the dope enough to get a chemical bond.
right.
So it just peels off. And if you watch back in the days of the old Windy videos, you'll see Rick Gackabone on his Stuka taking thin tape and peeling it up right down to the silk span because they didn't use enough thinner.
Yep. I've been there, done that.
Mhm.
And if you don't get enough dope on the silk span, you'll tear the silk span right off the wood.
And then the other thing is you don't want to use that silver under yellow or red anyway.
Turns it green.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I always used gray or cream colored underneath. You know, those colors.
And you can also bet that if you put silver as a blocking coat on your airplane and you sand every nick and scratch and piece of grain out of it, it's just like putting lead on it. I mean, it's going to be heavy.
Have you tried that steroid? I've never tried it.
I do not like zinc stearate because it feels oily.
Oh yeah,
I don't like baby powder because it's Jimson, it's rock.
that's right.
Ron O'Toole told me the absolute lightest way to do a finish is 100% clear dope. That's what you use for the filler. You know, you put it on and sand it off until it frosts over it. You can tell it gets a frosty look on it, and there's no shinies in it. And let's say you got a little spot, so you spray that again and you sand it off till it frosts over again. And the minute that it's all frosty, that's when you put your color on. And no more than a half a pint of paint.
Some people, I think Bob has done this. Some people like to use an epoxy. What's Bob's buddy there that sells that stuff? I got some of it in the shop. But it's a polyester epoxy.
I
You
know.
mix it up, put it right on the wood, sand it, put another coat on it, sand it smooth, and you're filled and you're smooth. So you're sanding it right down to it's really thin on the wood, but it's solid, you know.
No, it's
And
solid, all right.
well, yeah, but you wind up you sanding like 80% of it off.
You're kidding yourself. Whatever you spray on stays on.
Not when you're sanding it.
Okay. Here comes Howard with some wisdom. Got it in his hand.
Wisdom from Howard.
I got my list of things to do.
Oh,
We were hoping to hear some wisdom from Howard.
No. Okay, let's see. Mate sensor connector with board, it says. No?
are you using a rheostat for that?
No.
What are you using? A Hall effect?
Yeah.
Howard's a good painter.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's got the patience to stay with it.
It's not
Yeah.
like,
He had a heck of a time with that last one, that last dog he painted.
yes, I did.
Well, I got to go, guys. I'll see you later. I'm turning it over to
Okay.
Gary. He's your host. If you're watching us here on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share. We do this Monday and Friday at 7 o'clock Central. And you got to be a member, a supporter on Stunt Hangar within the last 3 years. Now that's going to change soon, but for right now, it's for the last 3 years because there's not a magazine subscription on earth that would allow you to be 3 years in the arrears. We'll see you later. Fair winds, tight lines.
See you, Bob.
I got to give this over to Gary. Oh, shoot. cancel. Oh, change host to Gary. Yeah. And we'll get out
Catch,
of
Gary, catch.
and let's see here. Shoot. They're making this more and more complicated.
Oh,
You're the boss.
Yeah. But I don't own YouTube. I don't own the internet yet. I'm not Al Gore. I didn't invent it.
Well, you need to figure out what they did and then just do it better.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
All right, down to my spot here, and we're going to end the
Okay.
stream. 3, 2, 1. See ya.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
All right,
okay.
we're off
Now
of
we can
YouTube.
cuss and fart